making me a part of this group.
Look, Jed, we've all been there. Just call Medicare Misty.
I'd like to welcome you to the club. Call Medicare Misty for all your Medicare needs.
If you or someone you know has ever dealt with neuropathy, you know how frustrating and painful it can be. Dr. Tim DeRoos back on the show now with Cleveland Neuropathy at Infinite Health. The name changed because you yourself are one of those people, right? You've lived with it, and you said, this is terrible.
Yeah, I went into a little denial, but then I realized what it was and started investigating natural ways to improve circulation and help it.
So let me kind of walk back a little bit, because I'm sure you're a familiar face to people who have seen you on the show before. I said now called Cleveland Neuropathy. It used to be Infinite Health Centers, right?
We're still Infinite Health Centers, but we've expanded into the neuropathy.
Okay,
yeah. So
let's talk then a little bit about a word that you use that I wasn't expecting. I should have, but I wasn't. And that is natural ways to deal with neuropathy. I didn't know there was such a thing.
Right. Most people don't, and that was one of the reasons we ring your phone. But the classic ways are what? Medical, typically, right? A lot of times people are issued or prescribed gabapentin, Neurontin, which is the brand name, Lyrica, Cymbalta, sometimes amitriptyline, just depending on the prescriber. But a lot of people are shifting. I mean, you can see it in the headlines last week from the Director of FDA, right? There's a big shift in healthcare right now in terms of food and how our bodies respond to our food and inflammation that's caused by food. And so neuropathy has many causes, right? Most people hear most common being diabetic neuropathy and from having chemotherapy rounds or infectious disease injuries. There's a whole host of reasons why. But our approach is still the same, because ultimately neuropathy is a condition where you lose circulation feeding the nerves in our toes, our feet, fingertips, and hands.
Okay, so you mentioned your approach is still the same. All the times that we've talked on the show, one of the things you wanted to always stress was the total customization of your approach to things and your kind of one-on-one eye contact with the patients who come to see you.
Still. And the reason why is simply this, because a lot of times when people have neuropathic pain, tingling, burning, numbness, you have a spinal component too that you have to kind of filter out. Does this person have classic neuropathy where nothing else is involved, or do they have a spinal issue that's kind of overlapping, or a hybrid, I call it?
Okay, so let's talk about kind of what neuropathy feels like. Is it something when you have it, you know it, or can it come on subtly?
Yeah, no, it's a progressively deteriorating condition, so people may first start to have shooting pain. It may be intermittent, it may not be constant. Many times it develops where it is constant. So someone may start with pain, they may not. They may have numbness they start with. Mine started with numbness. I have no pain with mine, but the numbness came on, and then I started to notice some cyanosis or bluing.
And this was in your toes?
Of my toes, yes. So, I mean, I'm not a diabetic. I've never had chemotherapy, never had an infectious disease, but when I had coronavirus, it was a terrible infection. And as we all are learning now, right, on the backside, we're learning that the spike protein buildup is large, it's very sticky, and it invades and clings to our smallest blood vessels.
So that's what caused it for you, you think?
I do.
So, okay, do you still deal with it? Or
I do.
Have you, okay.
My left foot is, I'll say 95% better. The right side's still hanging in there slower. It's responding more slowly. And I see that with patients all the time where they'll say, hey, I'm starting to feel on the outside of my left foot, but nothing on the right yet.
Yeah, and how long have you been treating it for yourself?
A little over 6 months.
Okay, so that's actually pretty good progression, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm in it all the time, so I'm kind of focused, but you know, no one has to peck me on the shoulder to do what I'm supposed to do, right? That's my job for a lot of patients. So I'm actually pretty compliant when it comes to something that hits home.
Okay, so yeah, walk me through that relationship, because you're big on relationships with people.
Yes.
So somebody sees you, they come on up to see you in Cleveland next week, and maybe there's, like yours is just in your toes. Is it common to have it shooting down your leg? Do you have it in your shoulders? Like, where does neuropathy typically lie?
So neuropathy typically lies in our toes and our fingers where we have the smallest blood vessels.
Oh, okay. So it's not leg pain shooting down. It's in those digits, if you will.
That's where it starts.
Okay, so let's say it's in your hands, and somebody comes to you. Are they going to come to see you periodically? Will they just leave with kind of a protocol that they'll follow?
Great question. So we give options.
Okay.
Sometimes folks will use a hybrid plan where we have in-office modalities we use, and then we give them homework. And then some people that are at a distance, I've got a couple folks just started last week, they're at a distance, so they're doing primarily homework because it's just not feasible to come to the clinic for them as often.
Okay, so if people are watching and they've got a family member in Alabama, but they can't drive in, they can do it across state lines?
Sure can.
Okay.
Yeah. I like to have folks come in, as you know, and I especially like to take x-rays to kind of rule out other causes.
Yeah.
But, it's still possible to be helped by that.
On the spine component, even if it's in your hands, that's a spine component potentially?
Yeah, the nerves that come down into our arms and hands come from our lower neck. And upper back.
Okay. All right. I wish I could sit here and ask you 1,000 other questions. We've never had this conversation before.
I know.
So I have nothing to feed you but my own curiosity at this point.
It's great. It's great. There's a lot of people that struggle. There's over 20 million people in America that struggle with this. That's
20 million people.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Okay.
So.
Here's where you will find him. It's still Infinite Health, but Cleveland Neuropathy at Infinite Health. If you are just looking to kind of live a healthier life and feel better and do it the natural way, he would love to help you. DrDeRoos.com is the website. 423-813-7575, the phone number.
Yes.
Great to see you.
Great to see you.
I have a dream today.
Remembering the Dream. Local 3 salutes the life and work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.,